Hi, everyone. My name's Craig Macpherson. I'm a psychologist based in Melbourne, Australia. I did my training in organisational psychology in Australia as well at Deakin University in Melbourne. I graduated at the end of 2017, so I've been practicing now for, four and a little bit of a year. Really looking forward to the opportunity to share a little bit more about myself today. So I began with an undergraduate degree majoring in psychology. I then did an honours year, which was heavily focused on research. And at that point, I chose to go down the organisational psychology pathway. Mm-hmm. Within Australia, there's far fewer options for universities than compared to clinical psychology for organisational psych. But the quality of the universities are very, very high. I chose to do my studies at Deakin University in Melbourne, completing a Master's of Organisational Psychology degree, which is a 2-year program. And I suppose the final step of my training, so upon graduation there, I was able to register within Australia as a psychologist. The next step of my training is what's called the Organisational Psychology Registrar program. And that's 2 years of supervised practice, at the end of which allows me to call myself an organisational psychologist. In Australia, in order to call yourself an organisational psychologist, you need to do, whilst working, you get 2 years of supervision. So a supervisor helps you to work through a set of competencies. And at the end of that, your practice or your ability to practice is rated by your supervisor, and you are conferred the title of organisational psychologist. As I say, that last step is optional, and it doesn't have many implications for the type of work you can do. Absolutely. So I've done I wouldn't say a little bit of everything, but I have had 2 very, very different roles. So I began my career in 2018 with a trainee scheme, an HR graduate trainee scheme at Australia's largest food retailer, Woolworths. And so that was a 2-year program. I was rotated through their human resources shared services team. I did some employee relations work, and I worked as an HR business partner. So a little bit of a different background to where most org psychs in Australia begin their careers. But for me, it was important to understand an organisation from an internal role as opposed to consulting, but also to round out my knowledge within human resources. Then as COVID began hitting in, when was that? Probably 2019, I think it was, 2020. Woolworths made my position redundant, and so I was off work for about a period of 4 months. At that point, so in about, let me just get my dates right, in May 2020, a position was advertised working for the Australian government, supporting the Royal Australian Navy. And I'd been interested in military psychology really since beginning my psych degree. And jumped at the opportunity, applied, I was successful, and I've been working as a psychologist supporting the Navy since June 2020.